This footage is from a drug gang of Ecuador, which took over the TC News channel in an attempt to warn the government to not mess with the drug mafia. This incident ended up killing 8 people and injuring many. Ecuador, which was once a paradise for South Americans, is turning into a huge breeding ground for gang violence, cartel culture, and drug mafias, with 2023 being the most violent year in Ecuador's history, with more than 7,592 violent deaths. In fact, Ecuador was ranked 75th in the safety index in 2018, which in itself is not a very good rank, but it has dropped down to the 113th rank in 2023, which is a total of 38 ranks in only 5 years, and the numbers are getting worse. The homicide rates have been increased by a whooping 680%, from 5.6 deaths in 2018 to 44.5 deaths per 1 lakh people in 2023. Why is this happening in Ecuador? Let's find out. Geographically, Ecuador is sandwiched between the countries of Peru and Colombia, both highly infamous for drug smuggling throughout the years. In fact, Colombia is the biggest drug smuggler in all of South America. However, in recent years, with the help of international organizations and strict government actions in both Peru and Colombia, has helped on cracking down on the illegal trade of drugs to a very major extent. Especially America, they have pumped in millions of dollars in Colombia to curb the problem of drug violence. But the real problem doesn't lie in South America. It's the demand for drugs like cocaine are at an all-time high in the Western countries, which has almost forcefully induced the drug gangs of Ecuador to operate more actively, leading to an exponential rise in the illegal trade of drugs in the country. Because now the countries like Colombia and Peru cannot fulfill the demand requirements of the West because of the mentioned reasons. Let's get to these drug gangs of Ecuador. There are currently around 22 active criminal drug gangs in the country, with the two most prominent being Los Choneros and their rivals Los Lobos. This rivalry is basically based upon who will control the entire drug market of Ecuador. Both of these gangs are based in Guayaquil, which is basically the drug capital of the country, because it's a port city, which makes it the perfect spot for smuggling drugs. This is the same place where the recent news channel takeover happened. Adding up to the turmoil in the country, on 7th January, the leader of the Los Choneros gang, Jose Adolfo Macias Valimir, better known as Fito, escaped the Guayaquil prison. Fito was arrested in 2011 and was serving a 34-year sentence. He was living like a literal king in his luxurious prison, with a 4-piece bathroom, a queen-size bed, a mini fridge, and 2 television sets. And that's not all. He literally had a mural of himself on the wall of his prison cell. And the craziest part is, I don't know how, but his daughter legit recorded a music video inside of his prison cell, where he was petting a rooster and reading a book. Also, this is how Mr. Fito usually celebrates his birthday in the prison. I mean, honestly, I would deliberately commit these horrible, wild crimes if these are the consequences I face. Additionally, the leader of the Los Lobos gang, Fabricio Colon, also escaped the prison in the same time frame as Fito. So basically, in a span of 3 odd days, 13 random goofy gangsters fucking hijacked the news channel studio, and B, the 2 leaders of the 2 most notorious drug gangs of Ecuador escaped the Guayaquil prison. You guys might wonder, why would anyone want to escape these luxurious prisons? And this is where the government comes in. The president, Daniel Noboa, who came into the office in the November of 2023, has taken swift actions to implement plans to completely eradicate drug trafficking. He has taken an extraordinary step by declaring war against the drug gangs of Ecuador, which has given a free hand to the military. This aggressive approach has resulted in a drop of murders by 33% in the city of Guayaquil. On the contrary, the freedom given to the military has resulted in the utmost humiliation and torture of the gang members. There's legit a video where the gang members are forced to kiss each other. And there's another one where a teenager is bleeding while he rubs off his skin to remove the tattoo of his gang symbol. Noboa seems to be taking inspiration from Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador. Bukele has almost successfully tackled the problem of drug violence in his own country. Following his footsteps, Noboa plans on building mega prisons and improving the prison system of Ecuador. In the process of doing so, both Fito and Fabricio were being transferred to a high security prison, which would have taken away the luxury from them, hence resulting in their escape. And this brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Do like and subscribe.